Yo, what's up, guys? Trying to go live. Um, you guys got any questions? Put them in the side. I was gonna go over the fights. I thought RDR should have thrown more body kicks. I mean, he won the fight. His body knee was definitely killing him. I think that really hurt. I think that really hurt Robert. Um, I think Robert got a little bit tired doing a lot of lateral movement, going backwards. That makes you a lot more tired. Those body kicks really hurt. But RDR is awkward style, man. It's those awkward styles that end up being tricky to fight, tricky to figure out. And then he has a really good top game in jiu-jitsu and grappling. But yeah, he just knows how to win. Hello, Morocco. What's up, my brothers? I love Morocco. I need to come down there. Shout out to Otsman Azatar and his brother. Do I have my next fight scheduled soon? Hopefully, we'll get some a date locked in pretty soon. I think we're close. But yeah, hopefully they should be hearing about it soon. Who do I got? DDP or Chimaev? Honestly, I mean, I think too many people are counting out Chimaev's cardio. I think where Habib said it best, if he stands up with him and strikes with him, I think he'll do well. DDP is an awkward style, but he does get hit a lot. And he breaks a lot of guys with fatigue. If Chimaev doesn't come out super hard in the first round, trying to take him down and letting out all his energy, I think he'll be fine if he keeps it standing. And then maybe the later rounds, you try to wear on him a little bit, but you don't want to go out for that kill in the first round. And DDP just plays defensively. He's strong, obviously, and then you end up burning yourself out for 4 rounds. So he needs to be smart, especially in this 5 round fight. But I got Chimaev. I think Chimaev's a lot crisper on the feet and definitely crisper on the ground. Albazi or Tyra. Tyra's good, man. People are starting to realize how good he really is. But I think Albazi, these last couple fights, he's fun. You know, the upper echelon guys. When you go in there with um, Ben Moreno and you go 5 rounds, like you learn a lot from those losses. And I think he's going to come back a lot smarter. He just got to avoid the grappling. Obviously, Tyra's back take is really good. He's really big. So he just got to be smart with his grappling and stay at distance, use his jab, use his striking. But I think he's going to come out uh, a lot more fluid this fight, especially after that last fight. People are saying RDR should fight Izzy next. My thoughts? Man, I don't know. If I'm Izzy, I don't really want to fight a grappler. I'd rather fight a striker. RDR, I think a good fight for him would be Fluffy Hernandez or the winner of that Fluffy and Delize fight. That'll be a good fight. Really good grappling match. Be interesting to see how that one plays out. Ilya or Arman, I mean, if they make that fight, I think Arman is one of the most dangerous guys in that division, especially with the wrestling and his cardio. Ilya obviously knocking guys out the last 3 fights, but I think Ilya will be a really good test for him to push him with the grappling, push him with the cardio, and see how he is in the later rounds. Who do you think will be able to beat Marab? My guess is Umar rematch. I mean, obviously that fight was so good. That fight was very close. Umar and Marab, I think, are the two best in the division, but don't sleep on Corey, man. Corey's a tough guy, awkward style, good footwork. He's been doing a lot of leg lock stuff. So if he gets taken down, I think he'll be fine on the ground. Um, you just got to be, he just got to be smart. Good. Don't get stuck on bottom. Don't get stuck staying there. Don't get stuck keep getting taken down like he did in the Umar fight. I think if he comes out a lot smarter, crisper, he got knockout power. But Marab is just a tough fight for anybody, man. It's going to be interesting. Are you fighting Ian? No, man. I think Ian's just all talk, man. He's lying. He's calling everybody out, but he's not accepting any fights. Who's the backup for DDP and Hamzat? I'm in Chicago, so they know they can hit me up anytime. So I don't think they need a backup, and they have me here. I'm willing to go. What do you think? Ilya said he wouldn't give Arman a chance via Nelk Boys. I mean, It's been not really up to Ilya. It's the UFC. I think Arman weighed in as a backup his last one, but you do got Gaethje right there. I think the UFC really likes Gaethje. They know that it's going to sell. I think for Arman, it's nobody really wants to fight him. He's just a tough guy to fight, and for Arman, it's not worth it for him to fight anybody but a number one contender fighter, a big name. Um, I don't see anybody really worth it for Arman to fight if he's going to get the title shot. Doesn't really make any sense to fight a Gamrot who beat you already in his tough fight, and then you got Charles, who's another tough fight. It just doesn't really make any sense. Ilya ducking Arman. I mean, it's not ducking. I think he just likes to talk, right? He's not very good at talking. I said he's not smart. He's not really intelligent, but he knows how to fight, right? So he knows what's going to get people talking, get people mentioning his name. I mean, for Arman, it's still tough because when you pull out the day before a fight, it's hard to come back from that, especially when you haven't fought anybody else since then. But we'll see how the UFC comes up with it. Glad Shada won. Yeah, man. I said it on my last show. Shada's good, man. He had a tough fight when he fought MVP. That's just a tough test, a tough puzzle to solve. And people are like calling him, saying he got trash. He's not good, but I just think MVP is just a hard fighter to figure out. So he comes out this one. He looked good. Still, I think needs to level up his grappling a little bit more, but he's just a fun guy to watch always. Who wins, Ilya or Habib? I mean, I don't think any of these guys beat Habib at 155. He's just a different level. Once he grabs you, once he holds you, you feel it. Oliveira got in on him a couple times deep. If Habib's getting on you deep, he gets you down. We saw Bryce Mitchell get him down. He's not getting back up. I think Arman deserves it. I think he just had bad luck. Yeah, I mean, I would love to watch him fight it, but Gaethje just had a recent win. He's 3-1. Obviously, if I'm Ilya, you want to avoid the toughest test, right? And Gaethje, at least you know, is going to stand and bang with you. Arman, you have to worry about striking and the grappling and the wrestling and the cardio, and it's just hard to figure out. I just had my first sparring, boxing, and I gassed out. Can you give me some cardio? Don't box hard, man. Especially in training, especially in sparring. Spar smart, spar with guys that you're gonna learn from. Play a little bit with it, get comfortable looking at punches, seeing punches, and just figuring it out better, man. Play tag instead of going for kills, going to hurt each other. Don't get concussions at training. Cardio wise, I do a lot of swimming. Swimming is key, especially for I think martial arts, where your body's not breaking down like they get in running, like they get in, crazy weight sessions. How good is Peter Yan? Peter Yan is so good, man. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. I think, I mean, I think he's one of the best guys in the UFC. Skill for skill. There's not a lot of guys that can match Peter Yan technique. And he took this fight. He didn't have to. Marcus was a tough test, and he didn't have really a big name. So for Peter Yan to go out there and dominate him like that, I would love for him to get a title shot, but they just made one now with Corey in him. So if he's going to stay on the sidelines and wait, I think he's earned the title shot. But if not, I think O'Malley rematch would be fun. Appreciate you, Morocco. Love you guys. Which current champ will hold their belt the longest? Current champ to hold their belt the longest? I think Aspinall. Right now, he looks like the king, especially if John Jones is not coming back. It's going to be tough for any of those guys to beat him. I do think he beats Cyril Gane. But, yeah, I like Aspinall to hold it the longest. Even Pantoja. Pantoja is just a hard guy to beat. He's already beating everybody in that division. I think he's coming to lapping now. JDM beats Islam. You're going back to revenge. Of course. I think I want that fight back so bad. but I'm willing to fight one more before that. So I think my next fight, we get a big win. We're number one already. One more win. There's nothing else they can do to stop me from getting another title shot. Do I think Tony Ferguson should keep fighting? No. I mean, he's at least fighting a streamer now, so it's going to be a safer fight for him. I think it's only boxing, but yeah, he should not be fighting martial arts or top guys anymore. Greetings from Algeria. Appreciate you, brother. Thoughts on the master class by Peter Yan, bro? I love watching Peter Yan. His striking is crisp, his boxing, his defense, his grappling is good. I mean, there's not a lot of guys I love to watch and study, but he's one of them. Could Cop beat Pantoja? Yeah, I mean, Manel Cop is very good. His grappling is good. His wrestling is good. His striking is crisp, man. His boxing is fast. Pantoja gets hit a lot. And a guy like Manel, who has one punch power, is going to be a tough one for him to fight. But Pantoja is getting better every single fight. Guys like him and Marab, who are just relentless with everything they do. It's just hard to figure out. And but I mean, Manel just got to stay healthy. He just got to keep staying active. That's his hard part, man. He's putting a couple of fights together within a couple of months. Who do you want to fight next? I want to fight Usman next. I think that'll be the biggest fight in the division, obviously besides the title fight. And I think it'll be a number contender fight for sure. Have I visited Spain? I have not. But my boys, Horacio and Max, are both out there right now doing seminars. Why doesn't Shavkat fight more often? I think he's injured. He has a really bad injury. He's been fighting injured. So, I mean, hopefully when he comes back, maybe he'll be more active. But, yeah, I know he just had a bad, long surgery. And in this sport, it's so hard to stay healthy because the only way to get better and the only way to train for a fight is to actually fight in training. And for him, he just seems like a guy that goes super hard. When you see guys like him and Hamzat always getting hurt, I think they just push themselves too hard in practice. And it's just a hard sport. I think Joshua Van can beat Pantoja because every fight you can see him getting better. Yeah, no, Joshua Van is really good too, especially that last fight, especially staying active like he is. But man, Pantoja is just he's relentless with his grappling, relentless with it when he gets a back take. So for Van, we need more testing from him, right? He's still young in the sport, and we haven't seen him go against a heavy grappler like that. So it'd be fun to see. Are you going to slam Usman on his head? Yes, once he accepts the fight. Was hoping to see you on the Chicago card. I was hoping to see myself on the Chicago card. That would have been a dream, right? But God has a different plan. We just got to trust it. We're back to working, and then the next one will be the best one. Do I see Marab ever losing his belt? I mean, right now he's a hard guy to beat, right? But that's the sport we live in, man. All it takes is one punch, one hand. But right now, I think it's going to be tough for anybody to beat him. His cardio is crazy, his grappling, his wrestling. And he's a guy that when you fight a guy like that who just shoots and doesn't care if he misses a takedown because he could shoot 20 more on you, those are hard guys to fight, hard guys to train for. And I've seen him always in the gym, always working, always training. Whenever I'm going to different states and watching fights and stuff like that, he's always, no matter it's a hotel somewhere, it doesn't matter. He's not taking his foot off the gas. It took him a long time to get there, and he's not giving it up. That's what I love about guys like Marab, right? Hard work. Thoughts on Michael Morales? He's a beast. I think people are sleeping on him too much. But now after beating Gilbert the way he did, I think They're starting to realize how good he is. So I want to see what they give him next. I reckon Big Am KOs Pereira in the rematch. I think the rematch should be a lot more interesting. I think the first fight, obviously, Pereira was thinking about the takedown, and he didn't get taken down. So I think he may come out more confident this one. When you do have a rematch with somebody, you get a feel for their striking, you get a feel for their timing, their distance. And Ankh is never really like a crazy wrestler where people are like, oh, he's going to shoot, he's going to shoot. He has great striking. So I think if Pereira comes out more confident in his striking, it'll be a lot funner fight. There'll be a lot more action in the fight. But then that'll also leave more openings for takedowns if Ankh is available. So, but Ankh found his punches too, right? He may come out more confident this time. Unexpected live. Yeah, I'm trying to build a YouTube channel. I'm trying to figure out how to go live on it. This is the first one. We'll go live more. What do you think about Bryce at bantamweight? I mean, this was a good test for him, a good fight for him, right? He went against a guy who's been in that division for a while, and to fight a guy like Saeed, who's a dangerous striker, but he gasses. And Bryce, he gassed a little bit. He looked a little bit tired, but he figured out a way to win. When he gets on top, when he gets your back, when he gets you down, it's hard to get him off you. He just needs to get more comfortable in his striking. Hold up. Keep live stream up. Interested in fighting in Abu Dhabi? I mean, I love fighting in Abu Dhabi. Both times I've fought in Abu Dhabi, I won. So who knows? Do I watch boxing? I do watch boxing. I'm excited for the Canelo Crawford fight. What's next for your boy Ignacio? I mean, I think he showed a lot in his last fight, right? Fiziev is one of the best strikers in the world, and Ignacio is doing well on the feet with him. It's a learning lesson for him to fight in a different country in enemy territory, and he did well. Fiziev, still one of the best guys in the division. He went to war with Justin Gaethje, who could be fighting for the title next, and I thought Nacho did very well on the feet with him. Fiziev just used a lot of his veteran expertise and took him down at the end of rounds, won rounds with that. But yeah, I'm excited to see who they give him next. Maybe Michael Johnson, another veteran who's been streaking right now. But I think he still leveled up that last fight. I still think his stock rose, and he's only getting better. He's still super young, still 28 years old, still big for the division, and he's just growing. Do you think Ian or Usman is easier for you? I mean, I think they both bring two different types of fights, right? Ian's going to move a lot more, and he's going to stay on the outside. Usman's going to stand there firm a little bit more. He's going to try to wrestle a little bit more. I'm excited for either one. Better lighting would make you pop. No, I got a camera. I'm just trying to figure out how to set up the camera instead of my laptop. It wasn't working for some reason. But this is my first stream. I do got a camera right here. I just don't know how to do it. Whose performance was not good? Last performance was not good. I don't know who you're talking about. I thought Nacho was winning, but he jumped the gilly, stayed on the ground too long. Yeah, I think that comes from learning experience, right? When the fight before that, you won by triangle. And then the fight before that, you won by knockout. You got a lot of early knockouts, and he's a guy that hunts for finishes a lot. But guys like Fiziev, who are going to be harder to beat, harder to figure out, harder to finish, those are the guys you got to like, all right, is the jumping for guillotine worth it at this moment? And I think he learned from that. He's going to get better from that, and he's going to figure it out. It was just a big step up in competition. But like I said, You either lose or you learn. I think you learned a lot. Yuri or Roundtree? Uh, Yuri, obviously awkward style, weird style. He gets hit a lot. Roundtree's uh, he comes out hard. He's crisp with his striking, crisp with his hands, crisp with his kicks. I think you will land a couple shots on Yuri, but Yuri just has a chin of all chins, and he stays in there and he keeps going back. I don't know. I think I would probably pick Yuri in that fight. He just knocks out, moves forward, and I feel like you don't feel pain. Do you think he'll fight again this year? For sure. Diego Lopez or Gene Silva? I got Lopez. Another guy, I think that he took his foot off. I think he played it a little bit safe in the Volkanovski fight. I think he didn't want to gas, so he didn't come out so hard. But I think he'll learn a lot from that fight and he'll figure it out. He knows that he can last 5 rounds now. He started picking it up in the 5th round. Volkanovski's another one of those veterans that's very smart with his timing, smart with his footwork, smart with the way he strikes. So I think that Diego learned a lot that fight, and he's going to be. I think he'll end up cracking Gene Silva, even taking him down. Stream with Sneeko. We've done a stream together. Yeah, maybe we'll do another one. I think this week I'm going. Me and Neon should be streaming this week. Sneeko said you're his favorite fighter. Sneeko's my favorite streamer. Do you have Twitch or Discord? I do not have either. I just got YouTube. I just started. You're gonna beat up Neon on your stream? No, I think we're gonna do a workout. I'm not one of those guys that looks for clout from just beating up a guy. I think he just wants to get a good workout in, and then show him around Chicago. I think he wants to go to O Block. How do you think Islam will do against JDM? I think he'll do well. I think if he gets him down, JDM still makes a lot of mistakes on the ground that Islam will exploit, but you got to get him down, right? I think Islam's starting to get a little bit comfortable on his feet. We saw in the last fight against Poirier where he did get hit a lot. This is upper weight class now, so you don't want to get hit as much up here. But I think Islam is big enough and strong enough to compete with the welterweights. But we'll see what kind of mindset game plan he comes with. Habib is very smart with figuring out game plans. You versus Charles Oliveira would be a nice match. I mean, if Charles comes with 170, he's definitely a guy that I always watched. But I don't think he'll be coming up. I don't think he's that big. You looking big? Bro, I'm not looking big at all. But I would definitely fight Strickland at any moment. Maybe you should go to lightweight. What do you think? Why would I go to lightweight? I'm the number 1 ranked guy at welterweight. I've tried to make lightweight before. The lowest I could get is 165. Do you think Shada would ever fight for the title? Yeah, I mean, I think he's getting better, growing every single fight. He has really fast kicks, really good hands, strong hands, good footwork. The wrestling needs to get better, but we saw guys, great strikers, become the middleweight champion, right? Adesanya, middleweight champion. And he wasn't the best wrestler, but I think if he keeps growing, he's hungry, obviously. He wants to stay active. It just depends on who they give him next, how they let him fight, and just still a slow build. I think you don't want to rush him too much. What weight are you right now? Probably like 193. I've been training for the Chicago Triathlon, so I've been doing a lot of running, swimming, and biking. Do you still like the Nelk Boys? uh, People just do stupid stuff, right? Uh, I think somebody said it best, or I've say it. I've said you're about to interview the devil. There's nothing you're going to get from that, and it's the worst thing you're going to do. The worst thing that's going to happen. There's nothing good that can come from it. Will they learn? I don't know, but Taporia saying, "Oh, great interview," was probably one of the dumbest things I ever heard. I think he was just one of those guys that tries to act smarter than he really is. Same way he said in the Joe Rogan podcast. I read a lot of books. I don't think he really watched the podcast, or I don't think he even knew who he was. I think it was one of those where he looked up who they interviewed last, and he was like, "Oh, I watched your last podcast," but I don't. I think he's just dumb as a rock. He's obviously a great fighter. He's just dumb as a rock. Them guys are obviously dumb to interview somebody like that who's literally a murderer. It's crazy. Will you be present at the Duplessis card? Of course. That's Chicago. It's my town. I got to be there. You think CM Punk will beat Gunther at SummerSlam? Of course. CM Punk is the man. I'm definitely rooting for him. I wish I would go there. What are my favorite books? I actually read books. I love to read books. I just love plenty of books. Just plenty of books. I love books so much. Books are great. They have words. They have words and paragraphs. I love books. I didn't say Ilya was evil. I said the devil they interviewed was evil. What do you think about? What the fudge kind of question is that? Okay, I have a sexy fight style. Thank you. Do I have a favorite NFL team? Yeah, of course, the Bears, bro. I'm from Chicago. Can I come train with you? Do you know how to train? Are you a good fighter? Opinions on Leon? I just said it in my last podcast. I think guys like him and where Whitaker was like, yeah, I got a couple fights left. When you put a number on the fights you have left, I mean, you're really thinking about the end. And I think that's when a lot of these guys start losing. Leon was one of those where he said, I'm going to be a champ. I'm going to defend a couple more times and I'm done. Now you're on a 2-fight losing streak. And if you're not all in the sport, you shouldn't be in the sport. How long is the triathlon? It's a 1-mile swim, a 6-mile jog, and a 25-mile bike ride. The swim is in the lake. So it's waves. It's way different than swimming in a pool. Leon, Wonderboy, and Kobe stopped evolving as fighters. Now, I think Kobe just always sucked. I just think that he just had the right matchups to get to where he was. And it's easy just to figure out. Guys nowadays can defend a double leg against the fence. Wonderboy, I think you're so good in one specific thing, guys like him are like, all right, well, I'd rather just take strikers on. And it's just easier to fight those guys, and especially when you fought for the title, I think twice, and you lost both times. It's just hard to get that motivation to get up and do it again. And then every fight after you fight for the belt is a tougher fight. And you're fighting guys that are hungrier that want to make their name off you. So I think it's just a rough lineup for him of opponents. Who do I think is a bad stylistic matchup for Taporia? I think Armand is a terrible stylistic matchup. Obviously, I think anybody that's going to bring wrestling and striking is going to be a terrible matchup for him. Justin is going to stand there and bang with him, right? So I think it's going to be a fun fight. It's going to be a boxing fight, and it's going to be like whoever gets knocked out first. I mean, I'm down to watch it. Do I think Wonderboy got robbed in the last fight? I do. I think Wonderboy definitely won that last fight. He looked good. I thought he did a little bit more in the third round, especially with that head kick. But that's the hard part about the sport. It's a game of inches. Fluffy RDR. Oh, crap, I lost it. Fluffy is RDR with better cardio, a bit smaller, and a bit more clean. Yeah, Fluffy's a tough one that people aren't really talking about. He's a hard guy to fight because he just has relentless cardio and it gets hit. I think he does have a little bit cleaner striking, a little bit more comfortable on the feet. But RDR's knee is very slick. It's hard. It hurts. He just needs to be more like he's huge. Throw your jab more. Throw your high kick more. Like it doesn't have to be desperate shooting all the time. I think if he gets comfortable with his jab, gets comfortable with his kicks, and he'll be fine. I really think RDR had a chance to become champion, but after this fight, I think he has to do it a lot to adjust. I mean, when you're fighting a tough guy like uh Whitaker, who's been in there with the best. He has a weird style. It's just a hard guy to fight. I think this was his first 5-round fight in the UFC. And he got rocked early. He got hit early. So I think he made the right adjustments. He just got to get way better with his stand-up. His striking, he has to figure it out. But guys like Duplessis and Hamza, who can do both grapple and strike, they're going to be hard guys to beat, especially Hamza. Is he going to try to shoot on him, or is he going to just stay standing up with them the whole time? But, I mean, honestly, I think Brendan Allen will beat RDR. I think Brendan Allen, people don't really know how good he is. His striking is very good. His grappling is really good. And then he has power, and he showed his last fight. He's getting better. He's evolving. How do you score your fight with JDM? It doesn't matter how I score it, right? We lost. So the only thing that you can do now is get better, hope to get a rematch, hope he still has the belt, and then we go out there and we beat him. How do you think you'd do against Fluffy at middleweight? I would do well. I'm not. I've trained with middleweights. I've sparred middleweights all the time. Big middleweights. There's really nothing that I think of ever getting overpowered by a middleweight. How did Ilya knock out Charles in round one when no one else was able to? What did you understand about the game that no one else understood? Um, no, I think Charles just came out with a terrible game plan. I've said it in my previous breakdown. I think Charles. I really do think he has really bad vision, and he has to be right in front of you. Um, and when he's right in front of you, and you're fighting a guy like Ilya who's shorter and is a clean boxer, throws big hooks from the outside, it's going to be a hard guy to beat. Charles should have stayed on the outside, used his kicks more longer, stayed at distance, and then if he's inside, I'm grappling the whole time. I just think that Charles, he, he's comfortable with the stand up a little bit too much. He's comfortable in his chin a little bit too much. And like I said, I think he has to fight that way because he can't see. Who's an up and coming fighter from your gym? Who's not in the UFC? Who do you think will be in the UFC? Ignacio Bauman is his brother, 16 years old. I think he's 6-1. He's a beast. He's like 6'4", and he's 16. It's crazy. But I also train with former UFC fighter who should be in the gym. I mean, in the UFC, Saeed Yaqub, who's been killing it for karate combat. Go somewhere else to hate Toasty? What the fuck does that mean? Do I follow wrestling the sport? No. How's Ignacio dealing with his loss? He's good. He's getting better. He's growing from it. Like, we've all been there, right? It's hard to lose, especially when you're on a good streak. And I think he knows how big that fight was, but the biggest thing to do after a loss is get back in the gym and train and grow and get better from it. And have the right people around you that are going to help you. He doesn't really have the yes men around him. He has guys that want to see him do well. Do I want to fight Kamaru Usman? Yes. What's a moderator? I need more moderators. Would you rather fight Shavkat or Usman? I'd rather fight Usman. I think we have history. And I've always wanted that fight. And he's always ignored this fight. So that's definitely the fight I want. Mod is someone who will. Oh, fudge, hold up. Ah, well, I do need a moderator then. We'll do it on the next one. Do you think Evolov deserves the next title shot at 145? I mean, of course, he's undefeated. He has a long streak. He's got huge wins, especially he got a win over the guy who fought for it last. I know he's injured now. He was supposed to fight Pico, so I don't know if they make him fight somebody else. Any plans for the podcast? I do have a podcast, bro. Go on my page. Me and Jason Anik been doing a podcast, but we were doing it on John Anik YouTube page, but now we got my page now, and we'll start building it. Do I like to play video games? I really only play Madden when it's football season. Would I be able to train with you someday? Come through. Doors always open at the gym. If you're good, you can stay. If you're not good, then you can't stay. Yeah, I know. My podcast, I was on it, and then my freaking phone died and computer died. But I did have a pick. I picked RDR. Go on my Instagram. I circled RDR. I thought De Ritter was going to win. I thought he was going to be too awkward for him, and I thought he just figured out a way to win. Appreciate you, Bangladesh. Can you easily take Strickland or whoever the Russian is? Then boom, Duplessis can't deny it. Yeah, I mean Strickland sucks. I think people realize that. That's why he spars so hard with podcasters, because when he gets in a fight, he doesn't throw anything. He does the Philly shell and he just looks stupid and he like teeps you, but he's not good. All right, guys. I'm going to go eat some dinner. But I appreciate you guys jumping on. We'll do some more of these. Love you guys.